has changed. America has changed. If something were to happen tomorrow, how self-sufficient would you be? Could you grow your own food? Could you sustain your own livestock? Could you survive? This is the WeGrowOurs show with Nick and Don. Nick and Don talk about everything from politics to planting. They cover techniques, methods, and tips on how to not only survive, but thrive. Visit the website at WeGrowOurs.com. Lock and load. This is the WeGrowOurs show. Get your grow on.
Welcome back to the WeGrowOurs show. We've got a very special out of studio, in a cool place, recording in an unfamiliar location show planned for you today. I didn't know how to sum all that up into one sentence.
Well, there are a lot of sharp weapons all the way around.
Yes, I'm looking up. The walls are covered in tools and weaponry and awesomeness and watches. This is great. We're here in Gear Up in Northern Scottsdale with the MacGyver of survival, inventor, survivalist, gentleman.
There.
Gentleman.
Never been referred to as that, but I like it. That sticks.
We have Tim Ralston. Am I saying that right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm the butcher of names as well as rabbit.
That's
so,
right.
That's an issue that I have. You know, it could be on paper. It could be said out loud. I'm going to screw it up.
That's all right.
So, well, thank you, Tim, for having us over here.
Yeah.
This is exciting. I'm super pumped here. Sharp Objects get me going.
Yeah, this is our brand new location. This is the first time I've actually had an office that wasn't in like an industrial warehouse where there's sparks flying everywhere. This is kind of high end, but I have all around us every Croval, because that's kind of what put me in the survival mode is the Croval, and that one up behind you was the very, very first one that I designed. And, it had the fancy paint job. Only reason it has that paint job is because it had to hide all the imperfections. I didn't know how to weld at the time. So I'm a great grinder, but not a good welder. And, so consequently they've changed, morphed, and, to this day, they just keep changing. I mean, even these Naxes, you even came in, Don, and looked at, he had one of my original Nax owners. From the back in the day, he got the first one, and now he's looked at the last one. He's kind of.
I think I might need to.
He's
upgrade.
Looking at a little trade-in model. So,
Tim, you started out from Doomsday Preppers on National Geographic, right?
Yeah,
that was kind of the beginning.
Yeah, back at, I own a marketing advertising firm, and I just got, in 2008, I got tired of making everyone else, lots of money and getting them famous, and, always kind of pushing back, things that make me happy. And, if they say, if you can do a job you're happy at, it's never work. And that's so much the truth with what I've done. And so, in 2008, I started, building a website all for survival gear. And I was like every Me Too guy out there. I had 50,000, I think it was 50,000 products on there. It's like, I didn't even know what was on the site. And I started thinking to myself, wait, I had to pull the reins in and think, the people that I'm trying to sell, they don't like that. Some of these people don't know anything about survival, and then you're giving them too many options. Mm-hmm. None of it's tested. And I'm like, okay, so I reinvented myself and said, everything that goes on my site, I will test. It will pass the mustard. If it doesn't, I don't put it on the site. And then, literally I was breaking my, bug out bag apart, my own one, and my shovel that my dad gave me broke. He's passed away, and it was one of those, sentimental things. And I thought, man, what am I going to do? Replace the handle? I'll go whittle one out of wood and then break again. In the next 20 years, I saw a crowbar and said, man, that would make a strong handle. And we welded it together, and before you know it, that's what started it. And that's literally what stepped us off. And then we said, hey, let's make as many American-built products as we can. And that's been, a real big focus for me. So now it's, if I see a tool, I see how can I build it better? How can I build it here in the States? And how can I make it do more than one thing? It's got to do more than one thing. So that's kind of where everything, like my watch can do about 1,000 things and save your life and open a can of beer. So can my Crovals. It's just one of those things. And not that I drink a lot, but I just think, man, after
you're
get
not going to drink a lot if you use a Croval. I'm looking at the gash wound that's going to be in the side of your can.
Yeah. That works out.
I'd probably be doing it wrong, though.
Oh, it's easy. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So that's kind of what led me to doing what we're doing. And, now we're just, seems like every Friday I'm inventing something new. If I can sit, it's called Invention Friday. So, literally my wife gets mad if I do anything other than Fridays because her head's spinning because she's got to keep up with me. And, it's a good thing.
So how many products are you now up to?
I don't even know how many we have on our site right now. They're not all my inventions, but I get to see and test a lot of them. I help to sponsor a lot of inventors as well. We have a guy that I actually just talked to today, and he met me at a trade show and goes, "Man, I got the coolest thing." And I'm like, "I've never heard that before." And he's like, "This is really cool." And I go, "It's a trap." And I'm like, "All right, a trap. How many people are going to want a trap?" And he actually came down and showed me his trap. And I was like, dang, that's cool. And I'm like, does it work? It was one of those, does it work? And it was basically a figure for deadfall trap.
Okay.
That's made out of aluminum. And I'm like, that makes sense. I've done it before in the wilderness where it took me 2.5 hours to whittle it and it never caught anything. So I don't know if I did it right. And you're like, dang it, there's no way of proving it. So I literally took his trap out behind my old shop. There's tons of these little chipmunks, right? And they're everywhere.
You killed a cute and fluffy chipmunk.
No, he was much smarter than I was.
Oh,
because he was out there, and I had this perfectly flat stone, maybe 20 pounds, right? Leaned up there on my deadfall trap. Took a piece of scrap bread out of the dumpster, stuck it on the end there, and didn't put anything to the left and the right of the trap. And here's this little guy, and his little tail was flacking like this, it was flitching, and he was like a track runner, getting ready to go. On your mark, set, and then bam, he flew through my trap. He hit the bread so fast that it flew off and crumbs went everywhere, and the trap stayed there, didn't move. I'm like, wow, how did he do that? And I went back there, I touched it, trap fell, and I'm like, okay. I tightened it because then I went back and read the instructions.
Oh.
And the instruction says, tie the bait onto the, okay. So I tied the bait this time with a little bit of wire so he couldn't do a grab and snatch and run. He dimed and dashed on me. And so I'm like, all right, tie that sucker on, right? So it's on there tight. And then he literally, 2 of them came. Same one though, I could tell because he had the whole flipping tail thing. And he comes right by again, and he hit it again, but it was tied on, and he kind of did a little spin out, and the whole deadfall trap actually spun a quarter turn to the left where now the bread was outside of where the rock was going to fall. Then he came up, pulled on it, the rock fell, he took the bread and walked away. No. I was like, yes. So then I'm like, okay, what did I miss in the instructions? And it said, make sure you put something on the right and the left. So then when the bait or when the guy comes in, the little whatever rodent comes in, he's got to come in forward and has to back out. And so nice. I did it again, and here he comes. And he was
delicious.
We killed and grilled it. Yeah. Well. It worked really well. So, and that all happened literally within the time frame of 20 minutes. And so for me, that proved that his product worked. And then we just worked on repackaging it. And now he sells a ton. I sell a lot on our website now. So it works really, really well.
Nice. I think that, I think the key there is he had a great product.
Yep.
He had great instructions. You used half of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
read the instructions, people. Come on.
Which is kind of what brought us together in the first place is instructions and instructors. Instructors giving classes, those are things that you really need to get it. You need to listen to, you need to attend. Tim, do you have anything to tell us about classes?
Yeah.
That was a nice dry segue, wasn't it?
That was like a little squeaky door action.
Move around there.
Yeah, no, you were 100% right. I get talked a lot at trade shows, in the store here. I have open door policy. People come in, we sit down and chat all day if we had to. But literally, I give a lot of bug out bags that we send. But, there's so much in there that they don't know how to use. So what we're doing is we actually in this new location have a classroom. So we're setting it up to do everything that you can imagine as far as classes.
I'm so excited for that.
I'm even talking bunny classes. I've heard that that's a pretty popular subject.
Tis.
That it is. Aquaponics. We're going to do medications, the natural herbs. We're going to do primitive tool building, Krav Maga. We're going to do Israeli fighting, close quarter combat. We'll have pads in there. We'll beat you up and, bring you back and fix you afterwards. It's all going to be complete courses. It's going to be a lot of fun.
My wife needs to come down here because she's into the Krav Maga.
Oh, there you go.
She's been doing that stuff, so she's always looking for someplace to go beat people up.
Perfect.
Well, we're talking to Tim Ralston of Gear Up, and basically we're on location, loving the knives and stuff. A lot of great products here, and when we come back from the break, we will talk a little bit more about the classes and the products that are here available.
Great.
Stick with us. This is Independent Talk, KFNX 1100.
Why do you do that? I told you 100 times, don't do that.
You have an insert for that later.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do that. I don't know why he does that. All right.
What will you do when your stored supplies run out? Are you prepared? Hostile Hair provides equipment and education you need to control your own infinite food supply. We have live food storage systems, rabbits, quail, and other urban livestock for any situation and strategy. Don't be limited by what's on the shelves. Get started with an infinite food source today. Get prepped, stay fed with Hostile Hair. Call 480-331-3761 or visit hostilehair.com.
Lock and load. This is the WeGrowOurs show.
Welcome back to the WeGrowOurs show. We are on site, Gear Up in North Scottsdale. And for all you listeners that are in Australia and all the outlying countries around the world, you can buy his stuff online. What's your website, Tim?
You got www.gearupcenter.com, and we do ship all over the world.
That's going to be awesome. How far do you think you can ship one of those bug out vehicles?
That's the brand new one.
You just spoiled the surprise.
Oh, he's
going to make me wait to release the show now.
He's looking at some eye candy right now on my desktop because we're actually designing.
Teaser alert.
We are. Here's the deal. I get guys like left and right asking me to sponsor products and say, here, put your name on this. And, again, if it passes mustard, here you go. And last year I had a Berkshire Land Rover out of London say, hey, we want to build you this ultimate bug out vehicle. And I was going to go over there and do Top Gear, the show Top Gear. And it was, it was going to be Escape from London. And we're going to have zombies attack us. And we were going to use Crowells to beat them up. It was going to be cool. But we were going to import these things. And I started looking at my customer base. And I'm like, I don't know many of my preppers, a couple of them maybe, could afford these vehicles. This is a $110,000 vehicle they wanted to give me.
Pocket change.
Yeah. But
I mean, if you raise rabbits, that's pocket change.
I didn't know there was that much money in rabbits.
There isn't.
No. So I got to thinking, man, I've got to design something a little better. And I've had everything, trust me, out there from old trucks to I had the M35A that was bobbed, a big deuce and a half that was bobbed. That was a bullet magnet. I mean, it was so big and loud, you could hear me from a mile away. And I started thinking, man, in a situation where, not just bugging out, but just to go up in the mountains and enjoy, you're looking at buying Jeeps and newer vehicles, your base price is $40,000. Mm-hmm. And even that's sometimes out of the market, for a lot of people. So what I did, the spoiler alert, is that we're going to design a ground up, purpose built Jeep. We're going to take the most popular Jeep, records-wise, that have been sold. And the reason we picked it is because of parts. There's parts everywhere. Because let's face it, if it ever hit the fan, it's got to be, okay, I got to be able to, fix it, not have an IT degree to be able to fix, my new vehicle. I want something really simple. I want something that's light, maneuverable, lots of parts to be able to get if it were to break down. So we picked the 4-door Jeep Cherokee, the 92s to 96s. They're the strongest engines. So what we're going to do is ground up restorations. We're going to rip them apart and stiffen up the suspension, long arms, and shocks or long arm suspension on the front. We're going to do a lift kit, about 3.5 inches, new tires, wheels, brakes, rip the motors out. You're going to have a brand new motor. You're going to rip out the transmission, brand new transmission. You're going to have new paint, not just any paint, mind you. I'm giving military grade aircraft paint that's radar resistant. I don't know why, but it just sounds cool. And we can get the paint. All right. So
I'll take 2.
You get OD green, tan, or black, and they'll all be really cool flat toned paint jobs.
Put me down for green.
There you go. That's why I'm doing OD green.
the
And then you're going to have Smitty built bumpers all the way around, and you're going to have new Smitty built new custom fenders here, snorkels, roof racks, few options. We're also even having the ultimate EMP company be able to harden this thing, and that's an extra, so it can actually withstand an EMP attack. So then I'll have a full 3-year unlimited mile warranties on these things, and we're going to bring them to market. This is the part that most people go, no way, you can't do it for this. We're going to bring it in at $12,900. Yeah, there it was.
Really?
That deer in
That's
the
what I
headlock.
said,
There
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
$12,900. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a Jeep guy.
Yeah.
And I've owned these a few times, and other Jeeps. And I do have to say that you can get parts anywhere.
Yeah. Anywhere.
The lift that you're putting on, we talked off air, is the perfect size for these.
Yeah. Because you don't have
The
to get any
options are
spacers in the
Right.
transactions. Yeah.
Right. It's perfect. And for all my friends that are Jeep fans, this is the ultimate bug out vehicle.
Yeah, you can haul a lot. I mean, when you start looking at, your options out there, I went to a trade show just recently up in Salt Lake City, and there was just an out of this world Polaris RZR, right? 4-seater. Amazing. I mean, it was pimped out to the nth degree. And I looked at the price tag, $82,000 for a RZR.
Side-by-side?
Yeah, for a 4-seater.
Oh.
I was like, really? Where can you haul any gear, and you can't even drive it on the street. You have to haul it to where you're going. So I've just started looking at options thinking, man, this doesn't make sense. And so what I want to do is have a vehicle make sense, make it affordable, but make it tough. And that's what this is.
Yeah, they're tough as nails. My son rolled one, and not only did he roll one, he managed to go, he came off of a little berm and turned the wheel hard at the same time into a ditch. And the butt of the rear went over the front, and he landed on the roof and walked away with not a scratch, him and his friend.
No roll bar in it?
No roll bar. It was completely stock. It was an 02. It was an 02, the 4-door.
Those are good.
I mean, they are rock solid vehicles. The 4.0 liter inline 6.
That's what we're going to.
I mean, you can't beat them.
They're almost a 300,000 mile vehicle if you treat them right.
More than that. I've got one sitting in Florida right now. That was an AMC, but it's the same motor, the inline 6.
Yep.
And it's got almost like 600,000 miles on it. It might even be higher than that right now.
Yeah.
That's like tired iron there, man.
Yeah, and it's still, I drove it when I was out there. I mean, it is still running.
So that's the spoiler alert. That's the new BOV. It's the Ralston BOV. And we're going to actually be on the cover of Survivor's Edge. I think it's in 2 months. We have a 4-week build time on these things. So, and then we'll be in American Survival Guide. I'll be writing about it and talking it up, and hopefully we can. So will
people be able to go to the website and pre-order and do that kind of thing?
Yeah, what we're doing is we just ask for half down, and then it's a 4-week build time on each one. So each one is basically customized. I mean, there are some options like the EMP, skid plates, some other,
Well, now, there was a cool one you told me about for the rifles.
Oh yeah.
That's a neat add-on.
Now that's going to be standard. We have I met a really fantastic distributor out of Wyoming that builds custom car seats. Well, they're actually covers that go on, but they're all molly webbing everywhere, and you're able to put all these different packets and holders and gun slings everywhere. And so all of a sudden it's molly webbing. I mean, you can do anything with that stuff, and so those will be on all the seats as well, front and back.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
I'm looking at the roof rack.
Yeah, it comes with a roof rack. You bet. And
I'm wondering
option
how
with a
hard
tent too.
Okay, how hard would it be to put in like a Dillon Arrow 6-barrel minigun?
That's another option I could put on there. What
Dillon is right up the road from you. So.
I'm telling you, but this is a phone call away and probably $30,000.
Yeah, 50 times what the Jeep is worth. but snorkel. I mean, there's just about, there's so many aftermarket products that you can put on this thing and, do the right thing with it. But, you can literally build a purpose built vehicle that's going to get your family anywhere they want to haul all their gear and, last a long time. That's what it's about.
Now, I'm not real versed on Jeeps. Are these fuel injected or carbureted?
The fuel injected.
They are fuel injected. Okay.
Yeah.
They're a brand new engine. A crate engine, I assume.
It's a crate engine. Yeah, you have a 3-year unlimited. It's zero. When you see it, it'll be zero.
Oh,
the
wow.
body may have who knows how many miles, the donor vehicles, but the motors, they'll be all warranted, transmission warranted.
Nice.
So it's, it's one of those projects that, guys probably are sitting in their garage going, yeah, that's my baby, but it never gets built. We're going to build it for you. It'll be here's the keys, go have fun. That's what it's about.
I like it. We're here at Gear Up in North Scottsdale. We've got Tim Ralston here, and we are talking survival gear and also going to be covering a little bit about classes. So we've been talking about the bug out vehicle,
Right.
which sounds freaking awesome. I need one or two or 12.
Yeah, I'll take a green one. And what was a tan? Maybe
Yeah.
black. That would be nice.
Black on black. That's my daughter. She wants a black on black one. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, especially the flat black of all the colors. That's just
It's cool looking.
wonderful. Anyway, so in order to get to that, when are you looking to launch this?
We're building the very first one as we speak right now. Literally every 2 days I go down there with the video camera and the photographers, and we take pictures of it because we're kind of doing a rebirth of this new vehicle. And as it gets put together, new parts come in, we just see it all put together, because that's kind of, you're going to get that when you get your Jeep. You're going to see, here's your donor vehicle. Here's what it looked like when it started. And
Nice.
here's what it's going to be when it's finished.
Well,
all restored.
Now, Tim, we talked about classes. And at the last break, we said when we came back, we were going to discuss all the classes that you guys are going to offer and kind of dive into that a little more. But we've run out of time talking about the bug out vehicle. So when we get back from this break, I promise this time we're going to go right into classes.
Sounds
Sorry, I screwed it up again.
Things just got real. The drugstore is closed and the doctor is unavailable. What are you going to do? Stock your medicine cabinet and bug out bag with nature's alternative, essential oils. Visit mylavenderlife.com for all your essential oil needs.
Lock and load. This is the WeGrowOurs show.
Welcome back to the WeGrowOurs show. Unfortunately, you weren't able to listen to the violence that occurred during the break. Don told me some business, and I was hurt.
And I hit the record button so he could stop.
No, we're here in North Scottsdale. We've got Tim Ralston here with us. Been talking a little bit about some of the gear you can get here, some of the gear you're going to need, and stuff that I guess we haven't talked about anything you don't need. Just that there's a lot of stuff out there that you really don't need to buy. So we suggest going to GearUpCenter.com. Correct?
GearUpCenter.com. That's right. And
all of these things are Ralston tested, Ralston approved?
exactly. Tough tested is kind of our little stamp that we put on there, because literally we beat them to death. And if they don't pass muster, actually, last trade show, I actually brought up, there was a shovel that from one of our suppliers that I got, and I put it up on the stage as an execution. It was one of my competitors. I won't mention a name, Gerber. And I tied it to the stump. And I told everyone, say, you have a choice. You can either buy American or buy Chinese or Taiwan. I have to say that I'm bashing anyone from those countries. It's just attention to detail sometimes gets overlooked. And when your life hangs in the balance, brother, you can't go and say, hold the horses. I got to go back to the store because my shovel broke or bent or whatever. And it took me 3 hits this time. Dang it. I usually do it in 2, but this one took me 3 hits and I cut it in half.
And your stuff is made right here.
In the back.
In the back.
In
I
the
just
back.
went back there and saw that.
Yeah, we took all the manufacturing in-houses. We do a lot of the laser cutting at different shops here locally in the air park, and then once they're back here, then we do full assembly. All the welds are done here, all the grinding, all the sharpening. You'll probably get a shovel that I've actually touched and sharpened myself. Because to me, that's therapeutic.
Yeah.
Go back there and do the grinding and put an edge on there because I'm like, someone's going to hit something with this and it's going to save their life.
That's right. And you're going to, I'm sorry, Nick, you're going to start teaching people in the center here too.
Yeah. Everything from primitive tool design. That was smooth. You got to learn from that, dude.
Yeah. A little smooth talking. That's why he's the business. The business bass.
Man.
Business bass. I'm sorry. Freudian slip.
But no, yeah, we're going to teach everything from primitive tool building. They're not going to build crovels, but, I'll give them a pair of antlers and some obsidian and say, now let's build some knives and arrowheads. And, we'll do some bow building. I did a show up in Utah about how to build some PVC bows that are, 50-pound pull.
Now, I saw a necklace sitting out there.
Yeah, that was my son. He invented that.
I assume is you can use that for a PVC bow.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing is cool.
It's neat.
Did you see it?
I didn't.
It's dog tags.
It's a dog tag, but we call it a bow and arrow necklace. And it's basically has all the elements that you would need to build a bow out in the wilderness and to be able to shoot and fire it just from a necklace. It's really neat.
So you can go hunting rabbits.
You could.
You don't need to hunt rabbits. You need to raise rabbits.
Well,
Speaking of which, will you have a rabbits class in your...
I will have a rabbits class. I rave about those rabbit condos. I had yet to have one in the store, but I definitely want. My wife's a little squeamish about the whole processing thing, but I said that's a part of it. We got to do it. I think should be our first class is the whole from soup to nuts. Let's do it all. Show them how it works.
So how do people find out about the classes? Is that going to be on your website?
That'll be on our website. We're actually getting a new software program added to our website so that people can actually log in and pick out, what classes that they like, as far as the times, what the classes are all about, the curriculum, what the instructor is, their bios, the whole 9 yards. Because, we're going out there getting the best people that I can find. Certainly I'm not teaching all the classes because, that's the guy you got to worry about. I know everything. Right.
Don't we teach all the classes?
Well, when it comes to your area of expertise, that's what we do is we get guys that are experts in whatever field. We have a primitive, I know how to do flint mapping and do all that, but I'm not a great teacher at it.
Right.
I have a guy that's got the patience of Job, and he's a phenomenal teacher. And so he's a granola man, and so I like to have him in here. But he's primitive, he's like, this is how you do bow and fire, and I'm like, look, here's a big, seriously, prep her. I have 10 all over my body. I'm okay. He's like, well, you might lose it, and I go, really? I have paracord bracelet that has ferro rod on it. So I go, you just got to be smarter.
That's just cheating.
I know. That's prepping. It's about thinking ahead. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. So we have a good yin and yang class, but so all the classes will be on there and all the instructors' bios, and we encourage people to come in. There'll be a lot of classroom stuff, but we're also going to be doing some, it's kind of an evolution. We're going to bring people in the class and give them the basics. Once they have the basics, then it's time to kind of push them out of the nest, and then we'll bring them out to the field. Then from the field, 1 or 2 days out, and then it'll be a little bit harder. It's not a naked and afraid scenario, but it's close.
Dang it. Because everybody needs to see this naked and afraid.
Yeah. Right there. Oh, this is just
Don just threw up a little bit.
I couldn't even think of anything to say there.
It was opened up.
Except goodbye. That was kind of what came to my mind.
And no. Done. Nope. Oh my gosh. Well, we are with Tim Ralston at Gear Up. His website is gearupcenter.com. Go there, look at all the awesome stuff that is tough approved, you said?
Tough tested.
Tough tested. Okay. Sorry. I'm not good with the taglines. I'm not what you call a smooth individual.
Now, we will also put all of your links in our show notes at WeGrowOurs.com, and just click on there. It'll be the top episode.
Very cool.
At least this week it will be. I think you're going to be episode 53. 53. And we're also going to post that on Facebook, and it's facebook.com/WeGrowOurs, at Twitter, or twitter.com/WeGrowOurs. I'm still not sure how you say that. This at thing.
I don't know, but you sound like you're 80 years old right now. What's this Twitter thing?
That's why I have teenagers. They do that for me.
I don't have any teenagers. I should get some of those.
You should.
Is
They're
YOLO
great.
still popular?
What's that?
YOLO.
Actually, it's a little lower than a teenager. I think they got this mastered. My brother-in-law, his daughter is I think 11, and she's a master. It's ridiculous. Yeah. They grow up with that.
Oh man,
you're old.
Yeah, I turn 30 next week, so I'm gonna have to go buy like a red Corvette.
That's 40.
Oh, is it 40?
Yeah.
No, I'm dying at 60. So 30 is my midlife crisis.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So hopefully that wasn't prophetic. Anyway, so yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the classes up here. You've got an awesome little classroom, awesome stuff on the ambiance. The ambiance is really cool here. It's a good feel. You walk in the store and immediately it's like, ooh, big kids toy store.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we built this store. Honestly, most of our stuff is all sold online, but in the store we have kind of onesie-twosies about everything, plus the newer stuff. And that's the stuff that, you come into the store, trust me, you are a marketing research guinea pig, because I'm going to hit you with all the newest stuff just to get your feedback. I want to know from consumers, hey, do you like this? Do you think it's good? Hey, open your mouth. Try this. Does it taste good?
I walked in, they lit stuff on fire. I was like, all right, well, I like this place now.
Sold.
Yeah. Well, we were doing some testing. We have this new soldier soap. And, it has like 15 different oils in it, and it's a charcoal-based stuff, and it's got the grass, lemongrass that helps keep the bugs away.
Smells good.
Smells fantastic. And I've been using it now for almost a month, the soap, and I haven't even gone close to using a whole bar of it.
Nice.
And so it lasts a super long time. But it's neat stuff. It's a new soap. It's all hand built, and we're testing it out right now. And if it works, we've got some pretty cool connections that we're gonna bring it out to some armies. Actually, we have the Colombian Army looking at the NACs.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, finally.
So I gotta ask, how does the Colombian? You just get a phone call one day? It's like, yeah, this is General McGinn. I command about 4,000 troops, and we like to hack people apart with your axe.
No.
How does that happen?
Well, my wife is Colombian, so we have great relatives.
So you just insulted him
my whole heritage.
Greatly, by the way.
Her uncle used to be the president, but I'm just saying.
Oh, you're in trouble. That's Nick at hostlehair.com.
All right. Easy.
No, so we have a few.
Les pido perdón.
We have a few connections, but they see value. They see value in the NACs, because what they have to do to go through the jungle. When you go and hit something with a machete, you have to hit it a few times, and it twangs, and it never holds an edge. Where a NACs, man, you wick it one time and you're right through it. And
you've got a little bit more weight up towards the head than a machete does as well.
You do, and it's a broader head, and you add 30 because of the curve. You add 30% more in your strike, and it's got a lot of other things. The new digger is amazing. So, but again, those are things that we're going to demo, and you get a chance to hold.
Now, you mentioned going out to the field afterward too. And what's the other product that you have? What's the name of the one that goes bang?
The one that goes bang. That is the newest, and it will go down in history, knock on wood, as the ultimate survival rifle.
Very cool. So when we get back, we're going to talk about that and talk about what you're doing with it.
The stories will come.
Ooh, yay.
It will get scary for you younger listeners.
What will you do when your stored supplies run out? Are you prepared? Hostile Hair provides equipment and education you need to control your own infinite food supply. We have live food storage systems, rabbits, quail, and other urban livestock for any situation and strategy. Don't be limited by what's on the shelves. Get started with an infinite food source today. Get prepped, stay fed with Hostile Hair. Call 480-331-3761 or visit hostlehair.com.
Lock and load. This is the We Grow Our Show.
Welcome back to the We Grow Our Show. We are, well, can't say live, but why not? We're live out of studio in North Scottsdale at Gear Up with the owner, Tim Ralston. We've been talking a lot about some awesome gear, some awesome equipment that's tough tested. No.
Tough tested? You got
tested?
it.
I got it?
Yeah.
You started shaking your head like, yeah. I don't understand. I remembered. You said no. Anyway, something that has really got my eye, other than all the sharp objects, which are pretty awesome, is Excalibur. Now, I'm going to let you go ahead and explain what is Excalibur and the awesomeness behind that.
Thanks. Okay, so Excalibur, that's a good intro, because Excalibur, let me tell you, it will go down in history as the ultimate survival rifle. So when you think of that word, survival rifle, that if you were to sit down and ask 5,000 guys, you're going to get 5,000 different answers. Mm-hmm. But when you sit down and think about the scenario that I'm going to give you, then this is going to make sense to you. So whatever it is, rabbit ears, bunny man, it hits the fan. Now, it, to me, is something different to you, but it's a bad scenario. And 6 months into that bad scenario, you're going to have to make a decision. I got to leave. What's the one gun that you're going to take and pack out? Without you knowing what my gun is, what's the one you're going to choose right now?
Probably a shotgun.
Shotgun, 12 gauge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between a shotgun and my SIG 9mm.
SIG and 9mm?
Yeah.
You can only pick
size.
one. Which one? Panic. People are coming.
Yeah. Probably my 226. My SIG.
Okay. So either gun that you both picked, that gun has one thing in common, ammunition. That ammunition has one thing in common to that gun, one caliber. So the problem is you can only carry so much. Now, depending on who you are, I got 10,000 rounds.
That's pretty heavy, though.
Yeah. I always challenge guys, what they say, I have 10,000 rounds. I usually have 2 ammo cans with 500 rounds each. I said, can you hold this just for the minutes that we're going to talk? I guarantee you're not going to carry this all day long with your gun and your survival gear and everything else. Physically, you can't do it. So in this scenario I laid out, 6 months into it, you're going to have to scavenge. It's going to be breaking doors down, bartering. Bullets will be better than gold. It'll be better than, other than food is the number one barter material. And, other than, smaller things, cigarettes and medical supplies, stuff like that. But bullets that's going to be way up there. So the thing is if the gun is the problem and bullets are the solution, so I started to work my problem to designing my gun around that solution. So I figured, well, if guns are the guns are the problem and ammo is the answer, then I'm going to have a gun that can basically fire anything. Mm-hmm. So what I designed is a break open 12 gauge 22 over under. And then we have sleeves. These sleeves will fit right into your 12 gauge opening and then rechamber the caliber to whatever you slide in. Now I picked the top selling calibers in the last 20 years. You have it, on my gun, it has a 12 gauge 22. The cool thing is my Excalibur inserts will fit into any 12 gauge smoothbore shotgun. So if that gun ever broke, which it won't, because it's so simple, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Break open shotguns are really no moving parts. It's just one hammer, boom, and you're firing the round. That all goes into the planning of this gun. But if it ever left you or somebody took it or it broke, you pick up any other gun that's a single shot, double barrel over or under, it's going to work in there. So our gun will shoot a 12 gauge 22 because that's what's over under. It's 18.5 inches. The thing only weighs 5 pounds.
Wow.
So you can hump this thing all day long. But you're going to shoot a 380, a 38 special, a 357, 9mm, 40 caliber, a 45 ACP, 45 Colt, 410, 20 gauge, 44 Magnum, and of course the 12 gauge. All out of one gun.
Wow.
Accurately. I always get this, it's only a rifle. It's 7 inches. Most handguns are 2.25 inch barrels. Mm-hmm. All right. And you have one point of contact when you go to aim it and fire it. If you don't fire your handgun a lot, trust me, at 70 feet, you're not going to hit the target. You won't. I don't know many guys that can do that. If they say they are, they're lying. And especially under a stressful situation where your hands are shaking, adrenaline's pumping, now it's even worse. And then you only have X amount of ammo, remember? You start racking off, round after round, you're out of ammo. Then what good is your handgun? So this
I'm looking at targets.
Yeah.
Right here on the wall.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but is this from that?
That is from that. You're looking at a 3-inch grouping at 70 feet and a tighter grouping at 50 feet. And that's just with a cheap Walmart scope on it. Because now our Excalibur shotgun has 3 Picatinny rails, so you can put optics on it, has high vis sights in the front, peep sight in the back, ammo storage in the buttstock with a cleaning kit. It's the survival rifle. But, with 7 inches of rifled barrels with 4 points of contact and a longer sight plane, trust me, every bandit that picks that gun up is a much better shot than they would with any handgun. You just put the red dot on what you want to hit and boom, you're going to hit it. It's that easy.
So let's go through that one more time. Mm-hmm. The calibers.
Sure.
And the weight.
The weight, 5 pounds. Calibers, 12. 22, 380, 357, 38 special. The 40 caliber, 9 millimeter, 45 ACP, 45 Colt, 410, 20 gauge, and 44 Magnum, and of course your 12 gauge.
Of course.
That's 12 different calibers. Now, not to blow your mind, but on the, I will. This is going to do it. Because most guys I can hear them already on the other end of this thing going, what about my 223? My 7.62. Okay, we got those. Those are coming. They're going to be the Hunter series. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be 12 inches long, so that can reach out to 100 yards and have a 3-inch grouping. It's going to be in the 223, 7.62 by 39, your AK-47 round, your 308, and a 30-06.
So that's got to be a thick barrel on that thing. I mean, shooting 30-06s and
well, he's got a 12
wow.
gauge.
You've got a 12 gauge to go around it too.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
It's going to be an amazing. We actually came out originally with those rounds, but the problem that we had was that the people's shotguns that went into aftermarket shotguns, their firing pins weren't strong enough to hit those big primers. And so I had to recall them all, and then we threw in some other handgun rounds instead. But the gun that I designed with Chiappa, that's who makes this gun, is Chiappa out of Italy. So all the guns are imported from Italy. They're high quality. These are like the Ferrari of shotguns. They're pretty sweet.
The Italians know how to make shotguns.
They do. They're really good.
There's a Benelli
Chiappa, both of those guys.
This is awesome because I'll be able to shoot on the new one anyway, a 7.62 by 39 or 30-aught. My favorite hunting round is a 30-06.
Yep.
So I can then go out with a 22 caliber.
Yep.
And shoot the rabbits.
Right.
As I'm trying to find my deer.
Exactly.
And I'm not using my $1 a shot ammo to do it.
Well, yeah, I love it when the guys go, oh, my AK-47, that's my survival rifle. I'm like, really? Wait a minute. How many rabbits have you actually eaten after you shot it with an AK-47?
Right. There's nothing left.
You don't have to gut them.
Yeah.
Well, I think, Nick, you called it pink mist.
Yeah. That's, even with the 22-250, it's one shot makes it into a mushroom cloud of blood.
Yeah.
Have you thought about? I'm gonna already go there. Adding the 17 caliber. Have you looked at that? Because that's a rimfire, right?
It is, and we can do that though. We can do that because we in our original Excaliburs we had a 22 insert that went into your shotgun, and all we did is offset the bullet, so it can be done very easily. It's just we've got to get more demand. There's got to be more guys screaming for it, and when we do, then we do it.
Scream! Those are my two favorite rounds: a 30-06 and a 17.
Yeah.
Well, where do they go to scream at you?
All right. Here's the thing with the Excalibur. Now, I can send Excaliburs anywhere in the world because it doesn't require an FFL license. And so if you already have an existing 12 gauge smoothbore shotgun, brother, I'm sending it to you. And that runs about $700 or $450, $45 a caliber. Now, if you want the Excalibur system, then what you got to do is go to your local gun dealer and demand it, because we have a new program at Chiappa where the dealers, any dealer in the world, can go direct to them. They don't have to go through their chain of command and, go to one supplier to the next supplier, because right now, some of the bigger suppliers out there are just sitting on their hands, waiting until there's 1,000 guys back ordered before they order big numbers. And I scream bloody murder because this is my gun. I'm like, come on. I mean, the average guy says they want it, so get it. And so when I was at the SHOT Show, I signed up a few hundred guys myself, small guys, small local dealers, because I had a local dealer that came to me and said, I had the first 10 that came off the rack. He goes, I sold those in one day. I could have sold about 2,000 guns myself at the last Sportsman's Expo.
Can you buy them here at the store, or do you have to go through a dealer?
You have to go through a dealer, a
Is there a
licensed dealer.
local dealer?
You know, the one that I have been pushing people to is Bear Arms.
My favorite shop.
Yeah, they're
Scottsdale
great.
Road and Shea.
They're great guys. Scottsdale Road and Shea. They've seen the weapon. I brought it in there and said, here you go. Buckle up. I'm going to be sending lots of guys your way.
Nice.
Well, are they going to be open tonight? Because that's where I'm going.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Well, just I guess in closing, we're here at Gear Up. You can find Gear Up online, gearupcenter.com.
Yep.
With Tim Ralston. Awesome stuff here. I'm so thoroughly impressed with all of the products and also the shop. I got a tour of the shop to see how things are being built, and go America. You know, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, we're going to get some
Italy.
photos up too. I'm going to get some photos put onto our Facebook page, onto the website at WeGrowOurs.com, onto the show bio with all of your contact information, phone number, email address, the whole 9 yards, physical address, whatever you want.
Very good. Very good.
So, of course,
invite
I need
everyone down.
Croval and trade. So,
And of course, we'll probably be kicking people over your direction for the classes coming up.
Definitely.
Probably. Do we have a calendar on WeGrowOurs?
we will.
I have one on Hostile
I can do
Hair.
that.
I can put them on HostileHair.com as well. So I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, thanks for joining us this week on the WeGrowOurs show. We'll catch you next week. So long.